Hey class, welcome to week 3 of Music Appreciation in Nash Community College. Congratulations on making it through Unit 1. I know it was a lot of work that we had to do to get through the elements. I just want to encourage you that knowing information about all of those elements is going to help you to understand the music that we're getting ready to listen to for the next units, the next 5 units. We're going to break music history down into 5 sections. The section you're getting ready to go into will be your Middle Ages and Renaissance. That will be Unit 2. And so that encompasses a large amount of a lot of years. And so you'll see music drastically change, even though time was really going slow back there in development, but it will drastically be different by the time that we approach Unit 3, which will be our Baroque unit. And then we will go on to the classical period of music history, and then the Romantic period, and then we will finally arrive toward the end of the semester into 20th century and beyond. So that is the way this semester is broken down. I want to address your Prezi presentation. Many of you have asked me about it. Hopefully you've watched the video last week on how to go ahead and get an account set up so that you can begin putting in your information. This week in your reading, as you begin reading about the Middle Ages, I need you to start collecting information that you would put into information about the Middle Ages in your Prezi timeline. So we're going to use the Prezi as a timeline so that you can kind of put all of this history in perspective. So as you're reading in your Learn Smart book or in your Smart book online, I want you to begin to take notes. Important dates, important facts, ideas, composers, pieces of music that we listen to. But I don't want you to get bogged down in the details that we don't see the overall picture and get a good overall assessment of what that time of music history looked like. And so I want to be able to just look at little bubbles of stuff and know that you understand it. I don't have any examples to show you of a Prezi timeline because this is my first semester doing this for this course. And so I'm just going to leave it up to you guys to be creative. And if you have worked on Prezi before and you have any input and would like to let me know, maybe some shortcuts or how to overcome maybe some obstacles, then please do that. So I'm going to switch over to another view. I'm going to look over into your Moodle view for this week. As you see here, you've got some little people just kind of representing this idea of the Middle Ages, just to kind of get you back in this time frame. So all of your assignments will be due next Monday night by midnight. And you see an overview of those each week on your checklist. And so make sure that you're watching this video because I am going to talk about some specific things in a moment. Then you're going to need to read in your Smart book. And there is one Learn Smart activity this week. It covers all of Middle Ages. And so it'll be several questions. And so you won't have to flip from chapter to chapter for this week. Most of them after this are not in one. They're in many. And then you have 5 listening assignments, and all of these Connect things are listed down below. And so this is just a summarization of all that you have to do, and these are details on Connect. And then you will have a quick reading quiz. I think there's 15 questions. And then I want you to read over the instructions for Prezi that I'm going to create just as a starting point for you, things that I'm going to be expecting in your timeline. And so that will be a separate resource under resources, a separate page that you might want to print out. It'll probably be a Google Doc. I'll put it right here. I'm finishing that up after I show you the Prezi things on the Prezi website in just a moment. And then always please use this link to connect to get into your assignments. It will open up in a new window and make sure that it gets you to the right place. So here is your link for the Prezi timeline. And I just wanted to write this in here. I'm going to just try to keep this in perspective. At the end of this week, we will be 22% done with this course. So time is flying by. So please do all you can to make every assignment count and get as much done as you possibly can. Then we walk over into week 3. You have 7 items. They are all listed here like before. This is your only SmartBook Learn Smart assignment here, and everything else is listening. Remember, you can do this assignment and all of these others as many times as you'd like. Even if you get to 100%, you can repeat them until you understand the material. Before you take the quiz, you can go back and do that. I will tell you this, I've said this before in a video, but if you complete this assignment in your Learn Smart after the test, it really has done you no good. And so I am not going to count points if you complete the Learn Smarts after the unit is over. You will have until we take the next unit test to finish this one, but just know next week you'll have a new one for the Renaissance period. So please try to do those Learn Smart activities as you're learning the material. Okay? And so as always, you will only have one attempt at your quiz. It is not a timed quiz, but it is only one attempt. So now I'm going to go into the McGraw-Hill book. You can find that by going into here or here. Make sure when you're doing your Learn Smart activities that you are accessing the Review tab. No, excuse me, the Practice tab. That's what takes you to your assignment. You can read or you can practice. Or you can go into this, and that's what I've done here, just to be able to give you all of the textbook. You can move your cursor once you go into this menu here. We've finished all this with Unit 1. And then we get into Unit 2, Middle Ages. So if I want to go into just the introduction page, I can read here. Here's some objectives. Okay, so these might be some things that you want to kind of focus in on for your Prezi presentation. Obviously, polyphonic music is going to be something important from this era. Secular music, sacred music. So we might break them down into big chunks. Do not get bogged down with details. And so then you obviously see the dates here. You can take this information straight from the book, but know that once you go into your link for Prezi on this timeline link here, it's going to take you into a place where you can log in. I'm already logged in here, so you can watch this getting started video if you like. If you haven't, you can watch that to figure out kind of what's going on. And then you're going to go into a new presentation. In that new presentation, you can go down to the education section, because this will be kind of like more of the kinds of things, not for businesses, but just for information. Of this, you can use anything that you want to. Okay, probably wouldn't be a very good thing to use the world, because a lot of this music stems from the same area of the world. And so you can just find one that's generic, that just gives you a way to put all of your information in. There's one down here called a timeline. And so that might be a good one. you'll have to start all the way back at the year 450. So you can also filter them by color, you can choose a template. All of this is totally up to you. And so I'll let you do some digging in here and see. Just make sure that you choose one that you know you're going to be able to finish with. So make sure you check it out really good before. And I think the video last week told you how to add sections and take away sections. So if you need to go back and review that, please do so. So let's see. I will be syncing grades for the first time from from Connect into Moodle, because everything is weighted differently this semester. I've got to set things up a little bit, so give me some time. I'm saying after Wednesday of this week, on the 14th, you may be able to go back. You will be able to go in and see your grades. But if you look before then, it may not be accurate. And so I take all your grades from Connect and I sync them to Moodle. Okay? And let me discuss really quick. Some of you have been asking me about the concert credit versus the homemade instrument project. And so just so you know, that project is not due, or that report is not due until week 13. If you want to start on that, I'm hoping to have some information for you on that by next week. So you might, by week 4, so you might want to look on YouTube to maybe get some ideas, or just on Google, you know, making an instrument. Please don't let it be too difficult that you can't finish it, but please don't let it be so simple that it is not going to be college level work. And so I hope to have some information for you for that by next week. The way that you will present that to me, making sure my timer is still going, the way that you will present that is you will need to submit your idea to me, and then as you begin to work on the project, you will need to keep track of, with photographs, your progress, so that I can see the progress that you made. And it could be that you do another Prezi as well for that project, if you so choose to do that. Or you can just submit pictures to me, and then I will need you to submit a final video of you performing music of some kind with that instrument. And so I'm going to see if I can do this for the whole class to be able to see, because if we had a face-to-face class, then obviously we would do presentations in class. And so that's the way your instrument project will go. Look for information during week 4 for that, for those details. Also, you may choose to do an instrument project, or you may just choose to do a concert credit report. For some of you, this may be the easiest thing. For others of you, you may want to be creative and make an instrument. So I'm letting you choose. They are the same grade. Depending on what you choose to do will be depending on, you know, which one you do. And so they will count the same number of points, either a concert credit or an instrument project. And so the way that your concert credit works is you may attend a live concert of classical music anywhere in Raleigh, Wilson, Rocky Mount, New York. It doesn't matter. If you're over here in Charlotte near me and you want to go to a concert, then go for it. You must have a program from that concert. It can be a symphony, it could be an opera, it could be even a musical, but you need to have that program. Now here's the tricky part. We have music theater, we have classical, and then we have jazz, and we study all of those in this course. I allow you to do a live jazz concert, but here's where it gets tricky. Usually jazz concerts don't have programs. So you're going to have some kind of proof to me that you went to this concert. That includes video, that includes pictures of you with the artist. That may include you talking to an artist about the names of the songs that they played. and that you do some research about those composers of those songs. And so it's a little bit more tricky when you do a jazz concert. Now, if you go to your brother or sister's jazz band concert at school, then obviously they will have a printed program. That will be just fine. I will not do searching for concerts for you this semester just because I have a lot of extra things going on with this semester. In the past, I've looked for concerts, but if you see or hear of any concerts, please let me know and I will pass them on to the class. You have things at Barton. You have things at across town at Wesleyan, and then there are some things that sometimes happen on the campus of Nash. And so Wilson has an active theater program, the Imperial Center in Rocky Mount, any theater company, Little Theater of Raleigh. There's lots of stuff out there, but I'm going to let you find the thing that you want to go see. You need to make sure that if it's a free event, there's Tar River Symphony right there in Rocky Mount, and most of their concerts are free with a student ID. And so you need to do some research on where those concerts are. I'm not going to be that concert person for you this semester, so if that's what you choose to do, I believe that you need to find the concert that you're going to go to and make the arrangements to go to it. Write the report. If you go to a concert before I get a report ready for you to download, that would be before next week, please let me know, because I have a report guideline for you to do a live concert. I hope all of this information has been helpful. Sorry it's been a little bit long. Let me double check. On a concert credit or on the project for your instrument, you may turn that in at any time, but please do not try to turn that in before you know all the details. So I hope you have a great week. Enjoy learning about the Middle Ages, and let me know if you have any questions.